Huh. Don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, welcome in. Postgame show here. Live from Folsom from Boulder, Colorado. What a what a tough game to sit through. Obviously, you guys watch it there live from home. But yeah, rough game. Just real quick, make sure to give me a follow here. At Manny S2S on X, Instagram 303 underscore Manny. But yeah, that was a tough game. Tough game to sit through. I'm still trying to process that as to what it is we just saw. Um, just an ugly game. Ugly game all around. A lot of work to be done this off season. Colorado, obviously falls 42-17. Yeah, it was bad. What is the second half? Around, geez, I'm trying to think when the wheels fell off. Just not a fun game to attend, but it was wheels fell off mid third quarter. Um, this Colorado team has a lot of work to do, right? This off season. Let's see. Humble Texan has a comment. First quarter looked okay, broke down sometime in the second quarter. Yeah, and it's kind of been the story this season this year. It has been ugly, not fun. Um, I don't know the right words to describe what the season has been, but yeah, it's been ugly. It's been an ugly year, not fun. Yep. Right here, goal line didn't go for it on fourth down. Took three, and again, that's a momentum killer. This is something all season long that we have been talking about. Um, Something that needs to obviously change, right? Like this season, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's just been an ugly season. So, just to recap a couple things again, Buffs fall 42-17. Ugly game. The turnover margin was pretty ugly. And I don't mean ugly as far as in the Buffs' favor. The Buffs won the turnover margin again. Let me see where are we at with the turnovers. 4-1. 4-1. Um, +3. +3 in the turnover margin again. Right. We look at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech +3. Uh, Coincidentally, right. Open the season +3 at Folsom. Close the season +3 at Folsom, and both result in a loss. This team, man, this team has ton of work, a lot ahead of them this offseason. There is no sugarcoating it. This is a bad product being put out on the field. Talent level isn't what it needs to be either. They missed on the portal. There is a lot of work to do, and way up, I was on the way up here to Boulder. I was telling my wife a little bit about where this program sits right now, right? They are on a teeter totter right here, right? Last year, leaning towards things are good. And now it has started to come down, and it's time to figure it out, right? Prime is on. This is either going to make his tenure at Colorado or break his tenure, right? This is the most important offseason of the of Coach Prime's tenure here at Colorado. And there has to be a lot of changes made. You don't have Shador, you don't have Travis Hunter walking through those doors anymore, right? Like you're really gonna have to rely on your recruiting staff, the portal, and this year, and again, as much I hate it that they have to continue dipping into the portal to this extreme. Um, you're playing with fire at this point, right? Like absolutely playing with fire. You cannot. This is not. It's not sustainable, in my opinion, to continue dipping into the portal this to this extent. You have teams like Ole Miss, Texas Tech, they're going to outbid you. And again, this is Colorado. They're going to have to start developing their own talent. And if this is something that they cannot do, um, it's going to be tough to compete. It's going to be real tough to compete. Like we talked about in yesterday's show, there is a lot of what's the right word here? There is a lot of problems with the way that they're recruiting right now. It is lackluster. They're recruiting the wrong areas. You're in the western part of this country. Even those recruits that were in here today, like, what on earth gave you the idea that they're going to want to come to Colorado after that showing? Um, just a lot of work ahead of themselves. Humble Texan says, everyone else is going to be dipping into the portal. You can't build a culture from ground zero every year. You have to have some sort of foundation. Absolutely. And this is what Colorado is stuck with right now. Like, and Prime, this is the reality. You sign nine, again, excuse my language, nine fucking players and out of high school. That's not sustainable. You dip in every single year. No successful organization hires new every single year. It's just not. It's not the reality of it. I get that is what he had to do when he first got here, but enough's enough already. Like, you got to start landing your high school players. You have to start building your foundation, and you have to. It has to start somewhere, right? The culture, everything about it. You cannot count on the transfer portal every single year. I would think more so about the transfer portal as a supplemental piece, right? Those pieces that you're not able to fill, you can fill them in the portal, right? Um, and now Colorado has to essentially they're going to have to rely on the portal again, but to the extent they did when Prime first got here. This game was not a good look, 42-17. Heads are going to have to roll. Just not anything you want to see, And again, you see these, from the stadium viewpoint, being live, you see the routes, the combinations that are being run. None of it is stretching the field. Like, it was just a poor performance on everybody's fault. And again, ultimately falls on the coaching staff. This coaching staff, hopefully Prime does the right thing and rebuilds, because this coaching staff is lackluster. It is poor. It is struggling. And again, part of this is you see Julian Lewis going out there and throwing it. You got to figure something out. Like, the best case scenario for next year is he Jordan Seaton, the Marion Miller, they stick around. Even watching the Marion Miller from the stands, man, that body language is poor. He looks pissed. So again, like, something has to give here. Something has to give here with this team and a revamped roster, and it's not sustainable though. Like, they're gonna have to hit the portal hard. No way around it. This offseason is gonna be make or break time for Prime. And hopefully gets the right people in to fill this situation. But ultimately Buffs fall 42-17, a lackluster performance. The defense looked lost again. Arizona State there's no 355 yards on the ground. That can't happen ever. You're never going to win a football game with that. Running back, what is his name? Relique Brown, former USC Trojan, highly recruited. Oh my God, goodness. If you are not aware of this, God, 255 yards rushing. One player. 255 yards rushing. Relique Brown had this evening. You're never going to win with that. Like, that is awful. 355 yards total on the ground. Passing yards was 225. Holy shit. I didn't realize to this point. Arizona State had 580 total yards. Colorado had 300. Third down efficiency. Arizona State on third down was 3 for 13. Colorado was 5 for 18. Fourth down, Arizona State 3 for 4. Colorado 0 for 2. Man, that's horrible. And then you win the turnover battle 4-1. Oh man, this team has a lot of work to do this offseason. Putting it nicely. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this team does. Offseason can't get here soon enough, but 355 yards on the ground that's horrific. That is awful. 255 yards to Raleigh Brown. Again, Raleigh Brown, 5-star recruit, though, originally committed to USC, but still, this is bad. This is bad, and those recruits that are in-house today on a visit, yeah, they're probably not going to sign. So Colorado has a lot of work to do ahead of themselves, and hopefully they get the right guys in there. The sooner the better. December 2nd or December 3rd, I can't remember, is early National Signing Day, so it's probably time to clean some house here. But yeah, so let's just moving forward. Monday we'll do a game review. Actually Tuesday I think we'll have, we'll probably not do a show on Monday. Tuesday we have I'm hopeful to have a guest on. Essentially, we're going to talk about the state of the Colorado Buffaloes, and where will they go moving forward after a rough season. How do they rebuild this thing, retool it? What does Prime need to do? And again, I think typically we wait till after the season for something like this, but the season's been so poor, right? The last game of the season doesn't matter. Again, Colorado has won one game in the Big 12 Conference. Unacceptable. So we'll see where it goes moving forward. But tune in Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock. We'll be live, have a special guest on. I will let you know who that is once I can confirm who the guest is. But we're going to go over the state of the Colorado Buffaloes and what it looks like moving forward, what they need to do, changes they need to make, recruiting, everything. Because as of right now, this team is missed. Team is missed in every facet. The Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunters are gone. Leadership is gone. Identity has been missing all season long. But at the end of the day, there is hope because you watch Julian Lewis play football, and holy shit, man, some of those throws that young man makes, those are NFL throws. That touchdown pass he made to Marion Miller tonight, man, holy shit, that was bad. That was a big time throw. That's an NFL throw. Even some of those balls that he threw, there was one to Joseph Williams out of the backfield, threw it over to where his guy can only get. And Julian Lewis is big time, man. Like there's no doubt about that. So, Julian Lewis is the future of this program. And again, a lot goes on his shoulder. Colorado Buffaloes program goes as he goes moving forward. So, join us on Tuesday. Will not be a show on Monday. Tuesday night, though, we will have a show. We're going to go over the state of the program. And I guess I can honestly say this. It'll more than likely be with Jack Carlo. Covers the team for Sports Illustrated. Colorado Buffaloes, we had him on the show earlier this season before the Georgia Tech game. And we're going to go over all these things and what he thinks needs to happen. So I just need to make sure that that's confirmed. But again, be on the lookout for Tuesday's show with Jack Carlo. And we're going to go over all these different things. So until we see you guys Monday, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Watch Shedeur tomorrow, 2-ish kickoff. I don't know if it's 2:05 or 2:25. Takes on the Raiders tomorrow. And, we're all rooting for Shedeur tomorrow. So take a look at that, watch him, and hopefully he has a great game. But until we see you guys on Tuesday, like Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winning Travis Hunter said, "Go Buffs, baby." All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll catch you guys on Tuesday.